Hello and welcome. This is Midday News. Thanks for joining us. The Independent Consumer and Competition Commission has announced this morning that fuel prices will revert to March rates effective tomorrow, 16th April 2026. This follows the release of the first 100 million kilotranches of the fuel relief package from the Treasury Department to the Bank of Papua New Guinea. ICCC CEO Roy Dagi said under the new adjustment, petrol prices will drop from 6 kina 10 toya to 4 kina 39 toya per litre, diesel from 7 kina 69 toya to 4 kina 44 toya per litre, and kerosene from 7 kina 44 toya to 4 kina 9 toya per litre. The relief package will remain in effect for the next 6 months, with close monitoring by the ICCC and the national government to ensure compliance and benefit to the public. Mr. Dagi has also urged business houses and PMV operators to stop overcharging fees as the fuel relief will take effect tomorrow.
It takes effect by 12 a.m. tomorrow morning, which is 16th April. So this is great news for all our stakeholders and consumers that the fuel price will change, be reset from what we had released from 8th of April back to the March price.
Please continue to maintain roadblocks at certain road intersections leading into the Murray Barracks area, a continuation from last night's response to the protest by soldiers over issues relating to the PNGDF recruitment process. The section of the 4-mile roundabout leading towards Murray Barracks is closed off. The turn-off into PNG Power headquarters is also closed, and the stretch of road from the St. John ambulance leading towards the roundabout to Murray Barracks closed as well.
Last night, a group of dissatisfied soldiers blocked off the runabout at the Murray Barracks area, demanding that members who had been subject to disciplinary action by the hierarchy for speaking out about alleged corruption in the recruitment process be reinstated. It is understood they have since communicated the demands to the commanding officer of Force Support Battalion. These demands include the removal of the current PNG Defence Force Council and a written statement dismissing charges against 4 members who have been court-martialed for releasing information of alleged nepotism in the recruitment process. Meantime, a closed camp order is in place for all PNGDF units and military establishments nationwide for a period of 1 month. A Commander's Directive Number 7 for 2026 was signed by the PNGDF Commander-in-Chief, Rear Admiral Philip Polewara, on Tuesday, April 14th. The directive now in effect is to ensure strict security, control of personnel, and stability during the ongoing recruitment issue. The directive gives the following orders to all PNGDF units and includes limited movement in and out of the barracks, strict restriction on entry of civilians not residing within the barracks, and no issuance of weapons or ammunition during the closed camp period. Ruth Rongola, TVWAN News.
Upon learning of the protest by members of the PNG Defence Force last night, Prime Minister James Marape, who is also the Defence Minister, responded through a statement in the night, calling for calm and discipline, warning that discipline is the foundation of PNGDF and actions that undermine order and stability will not be tolerated.
Prime Minister James Marape warned members of the PNG Defence Force against acts of indiscipline, including unlawful gatherings, roadblocks, and any conduct that threatens public safety.
So I call upon at the strongest that those who are out there, you will be numbered, you will be identified, and you might be disciplined, including dismissed. Don't engage in mutinious and seditious and ill-disciplined activities. I'm using strong words here, but such time deserves strong words. And, I will not hesitate to go to the bottom of this one.
The Prime Minister outlined the government's vision to transform PNGDF and called for responsibility from soldiers.
You, by nature, are supposed to be disciplined, and I will not tolerate ill-discipline. I'm trying to build a defense force and also police force to be disciplined, to work in country as well as work with Australian Defence Force and other defence force in the region.
He stressed that the government is committed to strengthening the Defence Force through improved recruitment standards, leadership accountability and institutional integrity. The Prime Minister also confirmed that he has directed the Defence Force Commander to suspend ongoing internal investigative processes relating to recent recruitment concerns pending the independent review sanctioned by Cabinet. The independent investigation will be led by the Chief Secretary, supported by the State Solicitor and an external high-level team. The Prime Minister confirmed that the independent investigation is already underway and will be completed within a defined time frame, with its findings to guide further action. He said the decision to pause internal disciplinary processes is intended to uphold natural justice and protect all personnel while the independent review is conducted. The Prime Minister further noted that the country is currently managing multiple national challenges, including natural disasters and global economic pressures, and emphasized the need for stability within the force.
In this time of so much uncertainty, when we're dealing with the fuel price rises, and we're dealing with a disaster in Millen Bay and other parts of our country where I'm due to visit tomorrow on Thursday, we cannot afford to have our PNG Defence Force being restless. And the issues that has happened, I think at this point in time, those who've been recruited have been stayed. We've asked them for freezing of the work in Goldie as we go through this review right now.
He urged all members of the Defence Force to uphold their oath of service and contribute to maintaining peace and order across the country. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape emphasized the country's foreign policy, stating that the country remains committed to maintaining positive relations with all nations. He said Papua New Guinea will always remain a friend to all and enemy to none. The Prime Minister made these remarks on Monday evening when attending the farewell reception of the Chinese medical ship in Port Moresby. In his remarks at the farewell reception for the Chinese medical ship in Port Moresby on Monday evening, he emphasized that Papua New Guinea will always be a friend to all and enemy to none. The Prime Minister further echoed the government's intention to navigate international relations with a balanced approach, ensuring cordial ties across the globe while prioritizing the nation's sovereignty and interest. He noted that PNG continues to engage constructively with global partners, including the United States and Australia, while appreciating China's respect for PNG's sovereign decisions. The Prime Minister also acknowledged China's remarkable economic transformation over the past 4 decades, noting its success in lifting hundreds of millions of people out of poverty and building a strong modern economy. He extended his appreciation to Chinese President Xi Jinping for his leadership and ongoing engagement with Papua New Guinea. Meanwhile, the Chinese medical ship leaves the shores of Port Moresby today. With the final stages of development underway to finalize the first of its kind climate-smart coffee policy, research findings on the impact of climate change and carbon opportunities will be useful to the policy, says the Coffee Industry Corporation General Manager Stephen Tumai. Tumai said this during the Climate Change and Carbon Opportunities in Coffee in Papua New Guinea symposium held yesterday in Port Moresby. Climate-smart coffee policy aims to improve farm-level productivity and sustainability by integrating climate adaptation, mitigation and food security, often to secure funding from carbon trading. It focuses on adopting resilient farming practices such as improved shade management, drought resilience varieties, and agroforestry to combat climate-driven pest and production risk. This policy is currently at its final development stage and is expected to be launched soon. As the policy is under its final development stage, research findings on the impact of climate change and carbon opportunities will be useful in finalizing the policy.
It's coincidental with the NCA developing a climate-smart coffee policy. So findings from this symposium can also be subsumed into the climate-smart coffee policy that is in its final stages of development now.
Coffee Industry Production General Manager Stephen Tomai said the policy will provide guidance on how climate change is managed in this country through partnerships with research institutions, government agencies, and stakeholders in the coffee industry.
Forge partnerships with different international as well as local institutions, research institutions, government agencies, and other stakeholders in the coffee industry so that we all work together to address issues.
Policy consultant Maui Gonapa said expect a boost in coffee production in the country and allow farmers to trade carbon once the policy is launched.
Climate change has impacted the coffee production because of you have the fluctuation in the yield and you have the outbreak of pest and disease such as coffee berry borer. There is also an opportunity to tap into the carbon market. Carbon market is basically a market where farmers can sell what they call carbon credits, which we are now, through the policy, we have now really outlined how they will go into the carbon market. So
the policy will also build coffee farmers' capacity, build institutional capacity, and build partnerships, among others. He said the policy is going through a rigorous process of consultation with the aim of completing the process this month for launching. St. Paul's Urban Clinic at Garo Stage 6 in the Northwest District of Port Moresby is one of 13 Catholic Church health services facilities being supported by the Australian government to deliver improved sexual and productive health services. Approximately 30,000 residents of Garo and surrounding communities are benefiting from improved health services following the refurbishment of St. Paul's Urban Clinic in late 2025.
St. Paul's Urban Clinic plays a critical role in preventing parent-to-child HIV transmission and supporting maternal health. In 2025, the facility tested over 800 for HIV with 37 confirmed positive cases, and 36 individuals initiated antiretroviral therapy (ART). Among those tested, 485 were pregnant women. The clinic's refurbishment included the reception area, consultation rooms, maternal and health units, emergency areas, and dedicated spaces for confidential HIV testing and counseling. These improvements have created a safer, more patient-friendly environment and are expected to enhance the delivery of HIV services while supporting more efficient confidential care. The refurbishment also saw the connection of the clinic to the main sewage system, significantly improving sanitation and environmental health standards at the facility. With the refurbishment complete, the clinic aims to further improve these outcomes in 2026 by strengthening testing and treatment services and improving the overall quality of care provided to the local population. The successful completion of the refurbishment reflects the strong collaboration and commitment of the Australian government and the Catholic Church Health Services and project partners in supporting accessible, high-quality health services in Port Moresby and across Papua New Guinea. Tiwanapile, TVWAN News.
And that ends the Midday News. To join us at 6 tonight for more news and sports. Bye for now.
Spine-tingling atmosphere here. One of the greatest origin matches we've ever seen.
G'day, I'm Dr. Carl. Now, over my long and varied career, I seem to have picked up quite a bit of knowledge. I certainly get asked a lot of questions. But don't let that fool you. I do not have all the answers.
There are plenty of things that I have yet to investigate.
These torrents, these rivers, these floods of conveyor belts and chips.
Like how everyday items are made.
Ah, I missed. I'm going too far.
And that's the idea of this series.
What are these absolutely amazing arms? Aren't they incredible? Ah, it did it. Oh, look, there it is.
Yes.
A perfect oval. I want to find out how things work.
Now this time, when it comes to sport, our national obsession is the game that we call our own, Australian rules football.
This is where they make